ಅವರು ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ನಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅವರಿಗೆ.
Parmeshwara takes a swing at Nirmala Sitharaman.
Central Minister follows the minister.
Siddaramaiah slams defense minister. Nirmala Sitharaman on Twitter questions her demeanor towards Kodagu District in charge Minister Sara Mahesh.
Central Minister follows the minister in charge.
Pratap Simha takes a swipe at critics of Nirmala Sitharaman, says comments made are without basis and made with malice. Siddaramaiah makes a veiled statement showing interest in becoming chief minister again, sends tongues wagging among political circles. Special investigation team intensifies probe in Gauri Lankesh murder case. Search on for pistol used to kill Gauri. Seized pistols sent to FSL in Gujarat. Hello and welcome to News 9. I'm Nikhil Vasuki. We begin with some big news coming in. Setback for Baldwin School. That's the latest that we've just learned. A setback for Baldwin School. Karnataka State Commission for Protection of Child Rights initiates action against Baldwin School. KSCP interim order directs police to initiate criminal proceedings against the principal for threatening and restraining a parent. The order directs the police to take action against the school staff and school manager Sheila John Wesley for being party to threat and assault. The order directs the police to suspend and take disciplinary action against 4 constables who were present on the day of the assault. The order also says, under no circumstances the school shall impose monetary penalty on students for coming late. All of these issues came to light fairly recently and brought to the fore by News 9 when it was learned that several children were made to wait outside for a long time, and when a parent was questioning this, he was said to have been assaulted. Nabila joins me on the phone right now. Nabila, this is quite an unprecedented ruling. Walk us through the background of it all and how it ended up at this stage.
Right, Nikhil, of course, this is definitely a landmark order, if I could say the least, by the Karnataka Commission for Protection of Child Rights, because this has been the first time that the Child Rights Commission has actually pulled up a school to this extent, to this level. Of course, it looks like, obviously, because the school did not comply with rules and regulations, with first complying with safety norms of children of their school first, before actually going forward and implementing discipline. In a bid to implement discipline, they're actually flouting the safety norms put forth by the Child Rights Commission, and therefore the Child Rights Commission has clearly pulled them up. They had multiple hearings till this date. In fact, just on the 21st of August, they had a hearing where they summoned all the stakeholders with this regard. To give you a small background of this issue here, there was a parent, Sandeep, who came to school one morning to deliver his son's tiffin box, and at that time he saw about 4 students, really small, like aged between 4 and 6 or 7 years of age, were standing outside the school premises with the gate locked. And if you can see on the left hand side of your screen, that's the Baldwin boys' back gate, and the back gate was locked, and the students, about 5-6 of the students, were standing outside school gates, literally with nobody monitoring them to check if they're going to be safe or not. And these kids were crying incessantly because they were left alone outside, didn't know where to go. Their parents were not around, and their private buses or autos or vans who dropped them, they had already left. So there was no one around, and this parent, Mr. Sandeep, who came to actually question the authority as to how they can leave really young kids outside in the name of discipline only because they were late by barely 5 minutes. And these kids were standing out crying. So Mr. Sandeep, who was a parent of Baldwin's school, whose son was studying in the 1st grade, questioned the authorities and literally persuaded them to open gates to these students. The authorities did not agree, and that's when he called the police and asked the police to intervene. The police, after almost half an hour, came in, and one reminder is that the students were waiting outside school gate with the gates locked for almost 2 hours, and then the police came in because of the parent got the watchman to open the gates and told the principal to take the students in and then do what they have to, because it's about the security of the kids. Kidnap incidents all across Karnataka is reported, so you don't want to take a chance. So because of the cops intervening, the principal allowed those little kids to come in. soon after, allegedly, the principal, along with a few other staff members, called the parent, Mr. Sandeep, who actually brought this to light, and harassed him and threatened him and even assaulted him, is what we understand, going by the complaint given by the parent, Sandeep. The Child Rights Commission, of course, took up this issue very seriously, because it's not just about the parent's assault, it's about the security and safety of not just about those 5 students who were left out, but what about the entire strength inside school? If they're not able to manage a few students, how are they really going to manage security and safety of all of the other students in school? So taking that into consideration and looking at this as a larger picture, the Child Rights Commission has pulled up and issued a whip to Baldwin School, directing the police on multiple issues. If I can read out what the interim order says, it directs the police to take immediate action against the school management for causing physical and mental suffering to the children under Section 75 and 82 of the Juvenile Justice Act of 2015, which is indeed a grave offence. And then there's also direction for the physical instructor to police to take initiate criminal proceedings against the physical instructor, Mr. Manoj, for assaulting the parent, for allegedly assaulting the parent on that given date, and even threatening the parent along with the principal and a few other management members. The order also directs the police to take criminal action against the principal per se for threatening and restraining the complainant, who is a parent here with this regard, under Section 349. Also, it says initiate criminal action against the manager of the school as well, Sheila John Wesley, who also is a party to this threatening and assault of the parent, going by this order. And it says very clearly that directs the Ashoknagar police. There were 4 police constables who were also present that day during the assault, and who also threatened, along with the management, threatened the parent for voicing his concern, and said that you speak too much and you see what's going to happen. That's more or less the words the police said to the parent. Well, ideally the police was supposed to protect the parent, and instead they were themselves going against the law and threatening the parent, is what we understand by the complaint. So the police has been asked by this order to suspend those 4 constables of Ashoknagar police station for being party to this threat and assault by the management of Baldwin's. Now, that aside, the directions given to the Baldwin school management here is to immediately. Now, one thing we need to remember is time and again, multiple hearings by the Child Rights Commission there. The management of Baldwin's was summoned. A responsible person from the school was supposed to be sent. At least 4 different dates. The hearing kept getting postponed, and not once did the management send anyone responsible to represent themselves. Not once. The principal did not show up. None of the members of the management showed up, and all they did was send an advocate. What sort of message is an educational institution really putting out? They're not showing any responsibility or owning up any responsibility. Instead, they're sending an advocate to fight out legally. What sort of legal standing here do they have is what we are questioning here, Nikhil. And clearly, looking at their callous attitude, in fact, the Child Rights Commission has clearly directed the principal and the management authority there to immediately produce the CCTV footage of that particular date, of that fateful day, 1st of July 2018, when the assault happened, and also to give proper visuals, if at all, recorded on the CCTV cameras of the front gate and the back gate, to see what the movements of the students were, and to see if at all this explanation that the management is really putting forth is valid or not, going by the CCTV footage. The order also very clearly asks the management to produce copies of, so far they never attended the hearing, so the commission says, why don't you give us proof as to why you did not attend the hearing? They gave a reason that the management members, the responsible members who had to attend it, were not there. They were in Kolkata for some work. So give us documents and proof that these members were in Kolkata. So that's really going a step further and pulling up the management to say, this is not done, you cannot escape this issue, and you have to produce relevant documents and proof, if at all you are not even present. So that's a big message sent out to Baldwin. And more importantly, very clearly, this is definitely a landmark order, because a lot of schools we see across of the city, or the state for that matter, keeping students out if they're slightly late by a few minutes. So this order is really a landmark in that matter, because it says it directs the school to allow children inside the gate even if they are a little late, because ultimately they miss only one class in one period instead of missing the entire day. So instead of really sending them back, which will result in missing the entire class of the day, Instead, they'd rather miss one class but be inside school premises because their safety is of utmost importance. That is primary, and that's what they should be following. And it also says, very importantly, another landmark order is the statement that the Child Rights Commission has made is that under no circumstances the school shall impose monetary penalty for coming late. Now, what we understand is Baldwin School, soon after that incident where the parent brought this to light of students coming late, right immediately next day they charged 500 rupees per student who was coming late to school. 500 rupees monetary penalty imposed on these students. I mean, how fair is that? Which educational institution fines students for money? I mean, that's unheard of, and this is something that Baldwin's was practicing, and this is has been highlighted in the order here by the Child Rights Commission, has really clearly stated that absolutely no monetary penalty shall be imposed on students for coming late. This, keeping in mind the traffic problems causing delays in coming to school. That's a justification that's given by the Child Rights. Of course, not encouraging students to come late, but keeping in mind traffic issues, you've got to allow them in. They'd rather miss their first class rather than the entire day. And it also makes it mandatory. Dropping and picking of children from inside the school for safety of the children is very important. Not just leaving the students outside, but the parents have to go one step ahead and leave the students inside the school premises. That is of utmost importance and highlight here that we should take cue from, not just for Baldwin, for all the other schools as well. You cannot drop the children right outside. You've got to drop them right inside school premises so long as they're safe. So under no circumstance, a child will be dropped only at the gate or made to stand outside the gate in view of following safety norms for children. Now, this is something that is, directed to schools, not just for Baldwin's, but a hint to every other school in the city who does not allow students to come in if they're a few minutes late and leave them outside stranded or sent back home alone without any warden there. So this definitely should be followed, not just by Baldwin, but other schools, but temporarily, this is definitely an insult to Baldwin's management and institution. Now, they say the next hearing is in a couple of days. They ask the school to immediately send the responsible person to, with the CCTV footage of that that fateful day of the assault on the parent, to the Child Rights Commission so that they hear their side as well. So far, whatever side or whatever version has come about is of the parent himself and many other staff members, many other school parents of that particular school, Baldwin Boys, who've given their first-hand testimonies to the Child Rights Commission. So taking all of that into account, and of course even the police was called, Ashoknagar police sent, the inspector itself was present for the hearing. So he was also directly communicated with, asking him to take immediate criminal action against all of these accused here, and also suspend their own constables for not acting and being party to the threat. So what the Baldwin's institution will do henceforth going forward, will they take this up seriously? Will the Child Rights Commission take this up? Furthermore, remains to be seen. At 3 o'clock, there is a press conference held by Mariswamy, who's the chairman of the Child Rights Commission now, and he's going to have all the other stakeholders joining him and will give a formal statement with this regard. As of now, we at News9 have accessed this exclusive document of this interim order here by the Child Rights Commission, and this is something that the Baldwin institution should worry about, let alone all of the protests and all of the ruckus and complications that happened with many other issues within the school. But this incident has been taken up very seriously by the Child Rights Commission because it compromises with the safety and security of the child within the school. So even if it's two children, it sets an example. Are they competent enough to handle students in the entire school? And it's not just about Baldwin's boys. We're talking about Baldwin girls, Baldwin boys, Baldwin's co-ed. So almost 10,000, 12,000 odd students under that one management. Can they do it? Will they do it? Will they be pulled up for this incident? Needs to be seen here, Nikhil.
Nabila, in a broader sense, does this open the doors for greater vigilance of schools such as Baldwin? A check to be conducted on this whole system of corporal punishment that seems rampant in the guise of disciplining students. Are there going to be more checks and balances there now?
Absolutely. I mean, let me tell you one more thing here, Nikhil. I mean, going forward, reading below the document, what actually appears even more alarming is the fact that the DDPI and the BEO, who ideally should have been there party to this, to the hearing multiple times when they were summoned as well, were not present. So the DDPI himself and the BEO himself was not present at the hearing. So how serious is the education department in the first place to pull up schools, airing schools like this is the big question, right? So because this incident of a school an elite school. I definitely call it elite school because we're talking about this institution which has a massive population, which have students coming up with very well-settled families, and of course there are both extremes. They also offer, Baldwin's also offers education at a subsidized rate for many students, which is great. But that doesn't mean that they compromise with security and safety, do they? So if a school like this, a reputed school like this with a legacy, Baldwin's, if a school like this is in trouble and has been pulled up, the education department should take this up very seriously, because this will set an example to the other schools. This will set straight all of the, the respective instructions that the schools should be following. Ideally, the schools will have to comply with. They will be alarmed by this one particular school being pulled up, and that itself is not happening, because the DDPI and the BO both weren't present for the hearing. And now even the order has given directions to the DDPI and the BO very clearly to take strict action against the school management and the principal for the assault case, and for charging monetary fine, like collecting 500 rupees for coming late on the school. So they've asked the DDPI and BO in this particular order, to take action. Now it depends on the education department how seriously they're going to take it up. And parents and we at NEWS9, of course, are relentless. We are going to follow this up to ensure that all the other schools toe in line as well.
Well, thank you, Nabila, for joining us with these updates. We'll now slip in a short break. More news and updates are on the other side. Stay with us.
फ्रेशनेस नाचने गाने और क्लोज आने से नहीं आती। फ्रेशनेस आती है बेशकीमती जड़ी बूटियों से निर्मित दंत कांति फ्रेश एक्टिव जेल टूथपेस्ट से। नए जमाने का नया टूथपेस्ट।
It's the change that excites you. You are the seeker of new. We create to inspire. Introducing the new Ciaz. Nexa. Create. Inspire.
Nexa. Experience international furniture designs at Indian prices, up to 60% off at Royal Oak. Visit the store or log on to royaloakindia.com. जब किचन में हो कुचीना
तो हर कोई बनाना चाहेगा खाना
कुचीना ನಮ್ಮ ಶಾಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತುಂಟಾ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ
A story of one school in 2 states.
ಮೊದಲು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಇತ್ತಂತೆ, ಈಗ ಕೇರಳದಲ್ಲಿ ಉಂಟಂತೆ. ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಉಂಟಂತ ನಮಗೆ ಸರಿ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ.
An evergreen star takes us on a road to pride.
This is the right time to declare our loyalty, our love, our pride about Karnataka.
While we sing a song of love.
ನೋಡಿ ಮರೆತೆ ಜಗವ ಹಗಲು ಗನಸು ಮುಗಿಸಿ ಸಂಜೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಸಿಗುವ
Language, love, lessons.
ನೀವು ಸಹ ಬನ್ನಿ ಆಯ್ತಾ ಮೊದಲ ದಿವಸವೇ.
Welcome back. Big news coming in. Pratap Simha takes a dig at Deputy Chief Minister Parmeshwara. He said, and I quote, "You have struggled a lot during Siddaramaia's regime. You have finally become Deputy Chief Minister. Now please do your work." Pratap Simha in a tirade in response to earlier criticism from Deputy Chief Minister Parmeshwara against BJP leaders, especially Defence Minister Nirmala Sitharaman. Pratap Simha coming out in a series of statements against Parmeshwara, now insinuating that it is time for Parmeshwara to get to work. Let's listen to what Pratap Simha said.
ಜಿ ಪರಮೇಶ್ವರ್ ಅವರಿಗೂ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬಯಸ್ತೇನೆ, ಸರ್ ಇವಾಗ 5 ವರ್ಷ ಸಿದ್ದರಾಮಯ್ಯನವ್ರ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಹಳ ಕಷ್ಟಪಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀರಿ, ಸಂತ್ರಸ್ತರಾಗಿದ್ದೀರಿ. ಈಗ ನಿಮಗೆ ಉಪಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿ ಸ್ಥಾನ ಒಲಿದು ಬಂದಿದೆ. ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ನೀವು ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿ. ಇದು ನಮಗೂ ನಿಮಗೂ ಸಾರ್ವಜನಿಕವಾಗಿ ಹೇಳಿಕೆ ಕೊಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ನೀವು ರಾಜಕಾರಣ ಮಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದು ಬೇಡ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಬಗ್ಗೆನೂ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಅಪಾರವಾದಂಥ ಗೌರವ ಇದೆ. ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಡಗಿನ ಜನತೆಗೆ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರುವಂಥದ್ದು ಪಕ್ಷ ರಾಜಕಾರಣ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಸೇರಿ ಅವ್ರ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆಗಳಿಗೆ ಸ್ಪಂದಿಸುವಂಥ ಕೆಲಸ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಸೇರಿ ಸ್ಪಂದಿಸೋಣ.
So this criticism of the Congress, for instance, comes from Pratap Simha at a time when there still seems to be a bunch of tongues wagging about leadership, at least on the Congress side of the coalition, with Siddaramaiah having stated in Hassan on Friday that he wished to become the chief minister again, and this certainly set tongues wagging in political circles. Let's listen to what Siddaramaiah said in Hassan.
ಕಾರಣ ಇವತ್ತು ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಿ ಜಾತಿ ಮತ್ತು ಹಣದ ಮೇಲೆ ನಡೆಯಕ್ಕೆ ಶುರುವಾಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ. ಅದು ಬಹಳ ಅಪಾಯಕಾರಿ. ಈಗ ನೋಡಿ, ನನಗೆ ಈ ಸಾರಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಸಿದ್ದರಾಮಯ್ಯ ಚೀಫ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಆಗಬಾರದು ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ನನ್ನ ವಿರೋಧ ಶಕ್ತಿಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಒಂದಾಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟದೆ. ಎಲ್ಲ ವಿರೋಧ ಶಕ್ತಿಗಳು ಒಂದಾಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟದೆ. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಸಿದ್ದರಾಮಯ್ಯ ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ಸರಿ ಚೀಫ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಆಗಬಾರದು ಅಂತೇಳಿ. ಆದ್ರೂ ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಆದರೆ ನಾನು 5 ವರ್ಷದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಡವರಿಗೆ, ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಜಾತಿ ಬಡವರಿಗೆ, ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಜಾತಿ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಜಾತಿ ಬಡವರು ನಾವು ಅಕ್ಕಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಜಾತಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವ? ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಹಾಲು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವಿ, ಒಂದು ಜಾತಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವ? ಕೃಷಿ ಭಾಗ್ಯ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ, ಒಂದು ಜಾತಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವ? ಪಶು ಭಾಗ್ಯ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ, ಒಂದು ಜಾತಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವ? ಆದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ಸಾರಿ ಬರ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೆ. ಜನ ನನಗೆ ಆಶೀರ್ವಾದ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಈ ಚುನಾವಣೆಗೆ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೆ, ಪುನಃ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೆ. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತತ್ವ ಮಾಡೋದು ಒಂದೇ ಸರಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಕಡಿ ಕೆಂಪು.
So that is what Siddaramaiah said, but at this time there was a statement that came in from the Deputy Chief Minister that there was no chance that the Chief Minister would change and that H.D. Kumaraswamy will remain the Chief Minister for 5 years. But then when the Deputy Chief Minister was asked for his view, he said that nothing of that sort has come to his notice and claimed ignorance on the issue. Let's listen to what Parmeshwara said.
ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನನಗೇನು ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಯಾರ್ಯಾರು ಏನೇನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಮಗೆ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ?
So the Deputy Chief Minister stating that he had absolutely no idea why, what the statement was and why it was being made.
ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನನಗೇನು ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಯಾರ್ಯಾರು ಏನೇನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಮಗೆ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನನಗೇನು ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಯಾರ್ಯಾರು ಏನೇನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಮಗೆ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನನಗೇನು ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಇಲ್ಲ.
So this is a series of statements that had come in from various corners, and it did take quite some pushing and pulling over perspectives as to how the Congress Party coalition is functioning. Arun Sundaram joins me on the phone. Arun, there seems to be a bit of a stoking of fires seemingly from the opposition in Karnataka here. What more could you tell us?
Well, whether it was definitely warranted or not, but the statement has now got different political contortions, to say the least, Nikhil. And clearly people are perhaps reading one too much into it, largely because of the fact that the incumbent CM has on multiple occasions expressed his reservations, saying that he feels more like a caged parrot and that he is a child of circumstances. So perhaps this too will pass over, because remember, these are statements which probably will help you to pepper otherwise what is very state politics in the state. But given the fact that at this point of time there is a bigger issue on hand, that is rehabilitating and providing relief to Kodagu, the political class should perhaps focus all its attention, energy and focus on this particular rain-ravaged district, rather than looking into opportunities to figure out what's going to happen next as far as the political landscape of the state is concerned, Nikhil.
Well, thank you, Arun, for bringing us these details. Now, Union Defence Minister Nirmala Sitharaman losing her cool at a press conference in Karnataka has not gone down too well with the state leaders. So Deputy Chief Minister G. Parmeshwara sought to remind Nirmala Sitharaman was elected to Rajya Sabha from the state. Lashing out at her, he said that she should have instead focused on the work that she had come for. Let's listen to what Parmeshwara said.
ನೋಡಿ, ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ರಾಜಕಾರಣ ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಯಾರೂ ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು, ನಾವು ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು, ಅವರು ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು. ರಾಜಕಾರಣ ಬೇರೆ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ನಿರ್ಮಲಾ ಸೀತಾರಾಮನವರು ಒಬ್ಬ ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿಯುತವಾದಂಥ ಕೇಂದ್ರದ ಸಚಿವರು, ನಮ್ಮ ರಾಜ್ಯದಿಂದ ರಾಜ್ಯಸಭೆಗೆ ಹೋಗಿರೋರು. ಅವರಿಗೆ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಅವರೇ ಲೀಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ನಮ್ಮನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಲೀಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಪ್ರಧಾನಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳ ಹತ್ರ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿ, ಅಥವಾ ಅವರೇ ಪ್ರಧಾನಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳಿಗೆ 18 ಜನ ಭಾರತೀಯ ಜನತಾ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಯ ಎಂಪಿಗಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಪಕ್ಷದವರು ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಎಂಪಿಗಳನ್ನೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿ ಪ್ರಧಾನಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಒತ್ತಾಯ ಮಾಡಿ ಕೊಡಿಸ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಅದು ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಜಿಲ್ಲಾ ಮಂತ್ರಿ ಮೇಲೆ ರೇಗಾಡಿದರೆ ಏನು ಬರ್ತದೆ? ಅವರು ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ನಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅವರಿಗೆ. ಅದು ಅವ್ರು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು.
So that's what Parmeshwara said, that the center has only provided army personnel, but that there has been precious little else coming in from the center.
ನಮ್ಮ ರಾಜ್ಯದಿಂದ ರಾಜ್ಯಸಭೆಗೆ ಹೋಗಿರೋರು, ಅವರಿಗೆ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಅವರೇ ಲೀಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ನಮ್ಮನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಲೀಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ.
Now, former Chief Minister Siddaramaiah has lashed out at the centre, stating that he condemns the stepmotherly treatment from the centre. In a tweet where he said, "I condemn the stepmotherly treatment by the Prime Minister in releasing relief funds to Kodagu." He also stated in his tweet that we expected the Prime Minister to assess the loss. Instead, it was delegated to the Defence Minister, who was more interested in dominating our State Minister, referring to Sara Mahesh. This reflects the BJP's apathy towards Karnataka. Now, the Deputy Chief Minister too reacted over the same issue, and this is what he had to say.
ಏನು ಕೇರಳದಲ್ಲಿ ವಿಪರೀತ ಮಳೆಯಿಂದಾಗಿ ಅನಾಹುತಗಳಾಗಿದ್ದಾವೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಜನಜೀವನ ಅಸ್ತವ್ಯಸ್ತವಾಗಿದೆ. ಅವರಿಗೆ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಊಟಕ್ಕಾಗಲಿ, ವಸತಿಗಾಗಲಿ, ಬಟ್ಟೆ ಬರೆ ಇದೆಲ್ಲವೂ ಕೂಡ ಇವತ್ತು ಬಹಳ ತೊಂದರೆಯನ್ನು ಅನುಭವಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇಡೀ ದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಜನಸಮುದಾಯ ಸ್ಪಂದಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅನೇಕ ಕಾರ್ಪೊರೇಟ್ ಕಂಪನಿಗಳು, ಸರ್ಕಾರ, ಕೇಂದ್ರ ಸರ್ಕಾರ, ರಾಜ್ಯ ಸರ್ಕಾರಗಳು, ನಮ್ಮ ರಾಜ್ಯ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಕೂಡ ಅನೇಕ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹಣ ಮತ್ತು ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲನ್ನು ಕಳಿಸ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವು. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಖಾಸಗಿ ಜನಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಕಳಿಸ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ಸು. ಭಾಳ ಇಂಥ ಒಂದು ವೈಪರೀತ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಪಂದಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಾನು ನಮ್ಮ ಸಿದ್ಧಾರ್ಥ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯಿಂದ ಕೊಡಗು ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಗೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ರಾಜ್ಯದಲ್ಲಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಏನು ತೊಂದರೆಗೆ ಮೊನ್ನೆ ನಾವು 4 ಟ್ರಕ್ಸ್ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ಸನ್ನು ಕಳಿಸಿದ್ದು. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಕೇರಳಕ್ಕೆ ಕೂಡ ಇವತ್ತು ಸುಮಾರು 9 ಟ್ರಕ್ಕು ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ಲು ನಾವು ಅಲ್ಲೇ ನಮ್ಮ ಜನರಲ್ ಸೆಕ್ರೆಟರಿ ಅವರು ವೇಣುಗೋಪಾಲ್ ಅವರು ಕೂಡ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಏನು ಬೇಕು ನಿಮಗೆ ಅಂತ, ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಏನೇನೋ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ಸ್ ಕಳಿಸಿದರೆ ಉಪಯೋಗ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂಥೇಳಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಏನು ಬೇಕು ಅಂಥೇಳಿ ನಾವು ಕೇಳಿದ್ದು. ಅದನ್ನು ಅವರು ಕಳಿಸಿದ್ರು ನಮಗೆ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ಏನು ಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು. ಅದರ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಇವತ್ತು 9 ಟ್ರಕ್ಸನ್ನು ನಾವು ಕಳಿಸ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ನನಗನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಅದು ಉಪಯೋಗ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂಥೇಳಿ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಇನ್ನೂ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸಹಕಾರ, ಕೇರಳ ರಾಜ್ಯವನ್ನೇ ಮತ್ತೆ ಪುನರ್ನಿರ್ಮಾಣ ಮಾಡೋರಿಂದ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸಹಾಯ ಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ, ಹಣದ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ನಾವು ಕೂಡ ನಮ್ಮ BBMPಯಿಂದ 1 ಕೋಟಿ ರೂಪಾಯಿನ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಕಳಿಸ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ರಾಜ್ಯ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಕೂಡ ಹಣ ಕಳಿಸಿದ್ದೇವೆ ಮತ್ತು ಸಾರ್ವಜನಿಕರನ್ನು ವಿನಂತಿ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಕಳಿಸೋದಕ್ಕೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ರಾಜ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಈಗಾಗಲೇ BBMP ಅವರು 3 ಕೋಟಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, BDN ಅವರು 1 ಕೋಟಿ.
Now, the Deputy Chief Minister also said that he will request Prime Minister Narendra Modi to provide more funds for the state. Let's listen in.
ಸ್ಪಂದಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಾನು ಪ್ರಧಾನಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಮನವಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ, ಕೇಂದ್ರದ ಗೃಹ ಸಚಿವರಿಗೆ ಮನವಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ. ನಾವು ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಈ ಕಷ್ಟದ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕೇರಳಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ನೀವು 500 ಕೋಟಿ ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಅನೌನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಿ, ಅದೇ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೂ ಕೂಡ, ನಮ್ಮ ರಾಜ್ಯಕ್ಕೂ ಕೂಡ ನೀವು ಇಷ್ಟವರೆಗೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಆದರೂ ಕೂಡ ಈಗಲಾದರೂ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಅವರದ್ದು ಒತ್ತಾಯ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ.
Indian tennis star Rohan Bopanna fought a wave of emotions as the Indian flag went up to the tune of the national anthem in the background. Even as he and Divish Sharan soaked in the maiden Asian Games gold triumph, his thoughts flew to his home district of Kodagu. The 38-year-old athlete dedicated his medal to the victims of the flood. Rohan Bopanna said that he was really happy that he could deliver a gold for India and that he dedicated the gold to flood victims in Kodagu. Rohan Bopanna and his partner Divish Sharan won the gold medal against a Kazakh duo 6-3, 6-4 in a comprehensive victory. And it was a moment of emotion for the tennis veteran from Kodagu. And that's a wrap on this edition of the Bulletin. We have a News 9 special on the other side.
जहाँ पर किधर है? तो ऊपर गए। क्यों पेड़ पे चढ़ के बन रहे हो चिंपैंजी? पता नहीं कब आएगी ये बस। बस तो यहाँ है। कहाँ? पेड़ से डाउनलोडिंग होने वाला किंग नहीं। रेड बस ऐप जो डाउनलोडिंग, वही असली राजा हुई। इसका ट्रैक माई बस फीचर लाइव ट्रैक करे आपकी बस को और बताए एग्जैक्ट टाइम ऑफ अराइवल। बस यानी बस। जैसी चॉइस चॉइस सबकी मिलेगी चॉइस। मकान मकान या बिल्डिंग ऑफिस सबकी मिलेगी चॉइस। 1 2 3 4 सारे BHK Villas Flats हटके इसकी जैसी चॉइस चॉइस सबकी मिलेगी चॉइस चॉइस चॉइस।
It's the change that excites you. You are the seeker of new. We create to inspire. Introducing the new Ciaz. Nexa. Create. Inspire.